Hey guys, Daddy Beaver here, but you can call me Beaver, and I have a story time for you guys today. So this story time will be about my friend's ex-girlfriend, and for the sake of the story, we'll call him Joe. So Joe's ex-girlfriend was more on the crazier side. She wasn't very normal. Well, she's normal, but she's just crazy. This story takes place about a month ago. So me and Joe, we were at school doing whatever, school stuff, doesn't matter. It was lunchtime, and me and Joe were going to the bathroom. So when me and Joe were walking to the bathroom, we see his ex-girlfriend, Blondie, for the sake of the story, we'll call her that, and her other friend, and we'll give her name Emily. So Blondie and Emily, they were in their class. I don't know what they were doing. I don't really care. So they were in their class, and we were passing by. We were passing by their class, and we saw them in their class. So they were in their class, and we were walking by. So Blondie and her friend Emily were in their class doing whatever. I don't know. And Emily just shouts out randomly. I have no idea who this girl is at this point, because I don't know, because I've only been friends with Joe for about a year, so I don't really know the backstory, what happened, not entirely, but she just calls us a bitch out of nowhere for no reason, and we just pass by. We don't care, right? We just don't care what happened. So 2 weeks later, me and Joe, it's lunch again, and me and Joe, we pass by their class once again. But this time, they're standing out, and this girl, Emily, comes out of her class, goes in front of our faces for no reason. She's like, "Oh, you're a pussy, you're a bitch," calling us shit like that. Me and Joe, we're just stunned, because we don't know what's going on, and we just walk away, right? Because we don't really care. And Joe at the end, he's like, "Damn, she smelled like straight up poisson." And I was like, "Oh, it's true, because she did smell like poisson." In case you guys don't know, poisson means fish. So she smelled like fish. Me and Joe, we go in the bathroom, start dying hysterically, like of laughter, because it was just funny how she smelled like straight up fish. But nothing else happens that day. So 2 weeks later, I'm with my other friend, we'll call him Matt, and Joe. So we are in this place called the Breezeway. It's like a lower area of our school. It's the ground level, and it's where you get picked up by the buses and stuff. That doesn't really matter. So we see this girl's story on Snap, and for the sake of the story, it's like his ex's other friend. For the sake of the story, we'll call her Matilda. So we see Matilda's story, and it's about her friend's birthday. I don't know. I don't really care. And my friend, Matt, he takes my phone, and I don't have data, right? So he puts hotspot on my phone, and he comments "ho" under his story, right? So he comments "ho," and she responds back with "say it to my face." So I respond with, "Okay, I'll do it right now." So as I was going to say it to her face, we go inside, like Badass, like go call her a hoe in her face. We see her friend Emily, right? So we see Emily right there, and she pushes me for absolutely no reason, and she's like, "Oh, how dare you call my friend a hoe? Oh, she's not a hoe, you're a bitch," and stuff like that. She just calls me a bitch and stuff, and I say, "Bro, go clean my dishes, go back to the kitchen. No one asked for your opinion, no one cares about who you are." And she's like, "Yeah, my ass, my ass." And I go up to her friend, because I'm not scared. I literally do anything. You could ask any of my friends, I do anything. Like, I'm down for anything. So I go up to her, and I straight up called her a hoe in her face. I call her a bitch. I don't care. I do that. Alright? So I do that. And at this point, my friend's ex isn't at school today. She's just not there. So after that, nothing really happens. I just call her hoe, a bitch, whatever. It doesn't really matter, because she is one. and she starts like talking back at me and stuff like that. I don't really care. And the day goes on, the day's finished, we go home, whatever. And about I think it was a week later, her friend comes back with blonde fucking hair, and that's where she gets the name Blondie. So she comes back with blonde hair, looks uglier than ever, looks like a retarded ass dinosaur, and she's back, and whatever. So she's back. We exchanged a couple words when we saw her, or whatever, it doesn't matter. And after that, nothing really happens. But the rest of the day, when I say this girl is stalking my friend like a hawk, she really was. She was like everywhere we go, everywhere we look, she's looking at him every single time. But after that, nothing really happens. Just that, her staring, whatever. Doesn't matter. And I thought this girl doesn't like him anymore, but doesn't matter. So the next day comes around. Joe's not at school because he's sick or whatever. Something I forgot, honestly. It's only been like a couple days, but I still forgot. So Joe's not at school. So I'm with my friend Matt. That's it. It was just me, Matt, and that's pretty much it. And their gang of loners, they're all at school. So they're all at school while it's just me and Matt. And during lunch, because this usually all this just happens during lunch. During lunch, me and Matt we're walking to the cafeteria, and how our school works is when we're walking straight, like, because our classes are on the right side of the hallway, so we walk straight, like, to the left to get to the cafeteria, and we turn left. If that makes sense. Like, we turn left, or we go on the left to walk to the cafeteria, and then we take a left. And the bathrooms are on the left, like the boys' bathroom is on the left, and then the girls' bathroom is on the right. So we're going there, and we pass by the girls' class, right? So we pass by the girls' class, and I make, like, strict eye contact with her. With Blondie, I make the biggest eye contact, like, ever. So we look, and right when she looks at me, she turns her head right away, almost like acting like she didn't see me. So she turns her head almost immediately, and I hear in the background her friend call me a bitch. Alright, so she called me a bitch. I don't care, because, like, that doesn't offend me. I call her a fucking dishwasher. That's it. So, at this time, that's all that happened, and if anything happens again, I'll probably update you guys. So that's gonna be the end of the story time. Like, subscribe, do whatever, turn on noties, and that's pretty much it. Ciao, boys.